Felix, what are you doing here? Shut the fuck up, Alex.
No, but welcome back to the Swagcast.
Whoa.
Episode 3.
3.
2.
Yeah.
Technically 2. 3 if you count the pilot episode.
Technically, yeah.
But it's episode number 2.
Episode 2.
I'm Gray. I'm Cha0tic.
And I'm Ultra.
Okay, this is gonna be fun. Today we're talking about ARGs. If you don't know what ARGs are, they are alternate reality games. I think I said that weird. Alternate reality games.
But we're also talking about analog horror.
As well as like analog horror, yeah. Throwing that in there. Anything of that vibe, of that variety is kind of what we're talking about. We've got a few that we just want to talk about a little bit. Not going to go super in depth with any of them. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay. You know, if there's anything that you guys like want to see us do a whole episode on,
I could do a whole episode on the fucking Walton Files, let me tell you.
Gray could do a whole episode on the Walton Files all by themselves. They wouldn't even need us here.
Yep.
It's okay. But what we're going to be talking about in order, we're going to be talking about Generation Loss, which is an ARG by Ron Boo. At the time of recording, there's not a whole lot out about it. The social experiments aren't out yet. They will be. The first one will come out in like 2 days. So bear in mind, we are very limited information on that one. And then we're going to be talking about the Walton Files. And from there, we'll be talking about Wilbur Soot's ARG that he did a while ago with Jack Sucks at Life. Then we're going to be talking about the Mandela Catalogue, and from there we're going to talk about a little bit about our own ARG sort of thing.
Yeah.
That we had planned for a hot minute.
Yeah.
So let's get into Generation Loss.
Whoa.
I've been a fan of Ron Booth since they first joined the Dream SMP.
Yeah.
So it's really cool to see them doing this at a billboard for it in Times Square recently, which is really cool.
That was crazy.
I did not even know that.
You did?
Wow.
Fake fan.
I'm so behind in everything.
I am a little bit too, but that's okay. We're just a basic overall is what we're just here to talk about. We're not. If we get too in depth, it will just be its own episode. There is this company called Showfall Media, and they are putting on an event called the Social Experiments. There is a Showfall Media special announcement that was posted on the Generation Loss Twitter account, and it reads as, "Hello, we are now only 3 days away from our brand new horror comedy experience, the Social Experiments. This show has been specifically curated just for you. We have spent months researching and developing this show, which is sure to entertain and hopefully scare. That has not come without struggle, sadly. We have been receiving reports of rogue frequencies. Lies have been... We have been receiving reports of rogue frequencies. Lies have been spread about the show, saying that some characters, quote-unquote, need help. We have found that these frequencies are coming from an individual who wants nothing else but to destroy the hard work we have to put into this show. These are completely untrue. Please ignore any unofficial broadcasts as we work to find the perpetrator. Thank you and enjoy the show." So that's kind of like our overview of what this is going to be. And as of right now, it's 2 days until the Social Experiments. One on the 24th, one on the 26th, and one on May 28th. And the pinned tweet on the Generation Loss Twitter account is the list of all those dates, and it says 3 shows, 1 hero. So from our understanding, I believe Ron Boo, or the character that Ron Boo is playing, is the hero. Because with the
The build.
With the billboard that was put out, it's, you know, the clip of Ronbu and he has this mask on and it's with, like, the text of, like, save him.
Mm-hmm.
And that picture's tweeted on the official Twitter account with the text, the hero. Which leads us to believe that Ronbu is the hero, and assuming that would also be that Ronbu is the person who is putting out these frequencies. Or, my brain just thought, because it says these frequencies saying that some characters need help, and if it's the text is over Ronbu saying save him, it could be Ronbu is the one that needs to be saved. But I think generally the most accepted thing is that Ronbu is the hero. There's a series of tweets from the Twitter account where there's like, so the first one, it has the text a spirit and it's a like grainy picture of a TV and you see kind of a bed. And the next one is titled The Mastermind and you see like a microphone, what appears to be like an old kind of merry-go-round, I think, in the back.
Yeah.
So we assume this is probably from the like viewpoint of the person who's putting this on. And then the next one is a picture of Ronbu with that mask on titled The Hero. And prior to that we get, so yeah, completely excuse my thing of me being like, oh, maybe one that Ronbu saved. It is heavily implied that Ronbu is the hero. Because there is also a short little video with titled The Hero once again. And it is, we are seeing Ronbu once again. And then at the end of that video, it shows, like, play the game, which me and Achilles just played today, actually.
Yeah.
So you start off playing the hero, and as you go through it, you're first met with a series of glitches, and then you're outside, and there's like 3 sections of outside. And the first one, there's someone that you meet, and they are titled Friend. And you talk to them, and they're like, you shouldn't be out here, like, you need to be careful.
Yeah.
And then you go through to the next section, and there's someone else who is also labeled Friend, and they say kind of that same thing, like
you shouldn't be out here.
You should be out here, you know, you need to be safe. And then as you move into that final section, there's someone wearing red, and they are titled Stranger. And you talk to them, and they're like, I think I heard something from behind the dumpster. Like, you should go see what it is. So you go, and you check out the dumpster, and you move it, and then there's this, like, little glowy red orb behind it, and you click on it, and then the screen kind of glitches again, and you're still outside, but now it's all, like, destroyed and red. And so you walk up back to the person that is titled Stranger, and you get text in binary code, and after translating it, it says the Savior, which once again is implying that Ronbu is the hero, even.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go back into that previous section, you're met with someone titled, you know, you meet up with the person that is titled Friend again, and you're met with another string of binary text. And when that is translated, it is translated to the Taken, which could imply that that friend was taken, or part of, you know, whatever the social experiments are.
Yeah.
So then you move on to back to that last section, and there's like a button down in the corner, but that other person is still there, and if you go up and talk to them, you're met with yet another string of binary, and that one translates to the villain. Which, the way that I see it, my little theory is that person who was a friend now becomes a villain. It's my little theory. You could be wrong. If you go up and you press the button, it once again glitches out, and then it's like, I forget exactly.
It's something along the lines of, if this interests you, or something like that.
It's like, you shouldn't know this, or something like that. I think it's like, you shouldn't know this, or you shouldn't see this. Something like that. Something like, you shouldn't you shouldn't know this or you shouldn't see this. It's something that you shouldn't be aware of, pretty much. And then it then follows with the date of the first social experiment, which is May 24th.
So cool, man.
It's so cool. I'm
it looks
so ready.
So cool. I'm so excited.
There's also many fan theories of people being like, what if Ranboo face reveals during Gen Loss, which I think would be really cool.
That could be cool to see.
Because I know Ranboo has talked about that before. He's brought it up, being like, it could happen. It's a possibility. I mean, the way that he talked about it, though, seemed like that wasn't really the plan. But I think it's kind of like, if it happens, it happens. You know, it'll probably end up being like a spur-of-the-moment thing.
Yeah.
So that could be a possibility. But also, I know there's some other creators that we're familiar with that are going to be in it. I think Sneak is pretty much confirmed. And then I think as well, I want to say Charlie
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
And then, I don't know if it was a joke tweet or not, but Germa. So we've got you've got like a general group of people, Ranboo, Sneak, Charlie, and then Germa. Just out of left field right there.
Yeah.
But I think it's gonna be cool.
I'm really excited for it.
I am also very, very excited about it. It would be really cool. Can't wait to see it. Ranboo, you're probably not watching this, but it would be so cool if you were. I think that's what I've got to say about Gen Loss.
Yeah, there really isn't much to say.
So there's not a whole lot out. We're not super duper involved with it, but for a general overview, it's a good amount to talk about.
Yeah.
So would you like, Gray, would you like to talk to us about the Walton Files?
We go later on. Sophie's like 22 now, and then she has a friend named Jenny. And then they're down in the storage unit, and they're playing a game. An arcade game, because apparently this company had an arcade machine. Yep.
Yes.
You did great job, Sophie. You just made Susan beautiful. That one was kind of creepy because it's an old game. It's glitching. It's haunted. So it's like there's someone in the game trying to talk to Sophie while she's playing it. Uncle Felix, what are you doing here? Shut the fuck up, Alex. I'm trying to give my autism speech right now.
The whole premise of the Wilbur ARG is that Wilbur is an editor. Cha0tic That Life puts out that he kind of jokingly oh, I need a new editor. But then Wilbur is like, I'm an editor. He sends out an email to Cha0tic That Life like, hey, I'm an editor. So yeah, the first video in the series is titled I Let a Random Guy Edit This Video. It's back from 2018, so it was a hot minute ago.
That was a long time ago.
Old. In this video, YouTuber Wilbur appears and is applying to Jack through an email. And Jack lets Wilbur do this, lets him be an editor, because he thinks, why not? Can't be too bad. Jack sends him over some raw footage of him just playing around on his Minecraft server. But during this editing, during this video, we see that Wilbur's editing is very erratic, very different. And at one point, during the video, we see that Wilbur's editing is very erratic, very different, kind of weird, you could say. And at one point, it even cuts to a clip of Wilbur talking about, just giving a monologue. He's in kind of an old house. It's very, I guess you could say uncanny valley kind of, what is happening? And he talks about how he's suffering from hypothermia. That's like a very common theme throughout the ARGs. He's talking about he's cold.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that.
He says he's on the run, and that, in quotes, they will find him soon. Then he starts singing a song with this little guitar and pleading for money, saying to check out his iTunes and to help him. And as he, soon, not long after he starts singing the song, someone bangs on the front door of the building, and Wilbur curses and runs out of the building. And that's pretty much what you need to know from the first video. In the second video, that one is titled, I Let Him Edit Another Video. This is what he sent back. This is where, the ARG really starts. At some point during the video, it cuts to Wilbur outside, some sort of park, forest, sitting on top of what looks to be like a beer keg, like a barrel kind of thing. And then we are shown another clip where he's running and falling over next to a house. The clip's kind of funny, but then the doc lists off some clues and just the most logical of things. A link to another video of Wilbur leaving a message for someone on the phone, and he is reading off the poem called The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe. Very well known, long poem. And it's what first tells us that Wilbur is really into poetry and, writing it. And at 3 minutes and 32 seconds into the video, a fainter voice, more feminine, comes in, and it kind of sounds like it's over the phone. And she mentions what is presumed to be a restaurant called Pack-A-Burger, which is actually an anagram for breakup ARG. I never would have found that out. And then the Lincolnshire poacher tune plays at the end. It's a little tune. And the infamous 39715 is read off several times while Wilbur talks. The video was originally called Clues, but was later renamed r/Lincolnshire Poacher to help out those new to the ARG. It is a subreddit about mostly talking about the ARG and all that. And then that video has a link in its description that leads to another video titled A Gift. But that video was removed 24 hours after it was uploaded or whatever. It was a video of Wilbur just walking past a rugby club, singing a Christmas carol. He puts a box in the trees that says, I hope nobody finds this unless they're meant to. It's kind of a clear clue, somebody found, quite literally, someone can find this is what is being heavily hinted at. And then coordinates are flashed onto the screen. And then a member of the subreddit, I believe, or Discord, someone who is working on the ARG, went to they lived near the coordinates, and they went there, and they found where it was. They found the box and stuff, but someone had actually beat them to it. They left a note being oh, you're slow or whatever, I beat you to it and stuff. And then that person later joined the server and sent the note that they took.
Okay.
So in the subreddit, we then got another video of Wilbur posted on one of his alts. The video started out with, leave a message after the beep noise, hinting at this being him leaving a message for someone. Then Wilbur reads out an entire short story, also written by Edgar Allan Poe. And about 9 minutes into that, we get Morse code. When reversed and translated to text, the message is in base 64, which I'm assuming is a type of code, which when deciphered is URL to another YouTube video. And at the end of that video, there's also some reverse Morse code which says, "Don't let Kai tell you what I did." Kai is Jack Sucks at Life's like actual editor, who Wilbur is trying to compete with, trying to like, his whole thing is like trying to get rid of Kai as an editor.
Yeah.
So that he can become the editor.
Yeah.
Another video is linked, and it's called A Ramble, and was Wilbur telling everyone that he was okay and that Kai needs to be fired. Suddenly Wilbur starts running, and there's another Morse code message at the end saying, "Don't let Kai find out." Earlier in the video notes, notes are played. If you put these notes into Morse code, it comes out as K. This could be related to Wilbur only typing K when referring to Kai. He does like K and then 2 asterisks. If reversed, a robot says, "I did something embarrassing, I did something embarrassing." Additionally, at 30 seconds in, a date shows up in the top left corner for a few seconds, 17/10/18. This is a date that Wilbur tweeted about meeting Kai in Greenwich prior to the ARG, which we're from America, so it would be October 17th, 2018. And then r/Lincolnshire Poacher was originally password protected before the name change of that video. On Wilbur's Reddit page, a Morse code block was found that once translated became a string of binary. Once that was decoded, it led to a Google Drive link leading to an audio file named found a hut in handcross.wave. It contains a line of the audio hidden within it stating the password is Poe. This gave early access to the subreddit before it's public, and linked in the title of the first video. So just a little backstory about that. Not super important, but
Cool.
something that had to be found out at one point before it was a public server. There's also a video of him singing Privately Owned Spiral Galaxy as a link under one of Jack's videos. Some of the lyrics were cut or altered, such as the lines, "And the brain I used to cultivate reveals my lovers were a lie," being cut to remove "reveals my lovers were a lie," so it ended up just being, "And the brain I used to cultivate normalities affect traject agony of rationality, which thankfully penetrates with no avail to my unreality," being almost totally cut to only say "no avail to my unreality." And then another alias for Wilbur on Reddit was discovered under the username u/LP39715, which that 39715 is a reoccurring thing, supposedly. This account posts a string of binary, which when translated and flipped, led to a section of an image. Along with this, the account also uploaded a discolored, low-quality version of the O2 Arena with hidden text in it stating, "You have all the clues now, by the way," along with the title Grape Shot Yang, which is an anagram for steganography. Yep. When this is put into a decoder, another part of the image string, "Oh, it's gonna be a cold Christmas," appears along with a base 64 string that turns into a Google Drive link for a new audio file when flipped, which has another image in the metadata. Along with this, a comment by u/Wilbur on Reddit contained 3 jokers, 4 frogs, open house, 2 June pressed grapes, which led to yet another section of the image. User LPA2 was discovered to be another one of Wilbur's accounts, with one comment having like a little string of text,
No string.
little string of text,
No string.
the first part is like a JPEG, a link, and it leads to another section of the image, and the second half of the comment is a key for use with it. When the key is used with the contents of the new image, r/shared felt is discovered, another subreddit. The subreddit gives a Google Drive link to an audio file containing a robot reading off a string of letters, which after Mr. Jeeves, someone who is in the Reddit and stuff, and then someone else as well, made a bot to try different phonic combinations, which then produced a pastebin link. The pastebin leads to another video titled "They're Getting Closer." In the middle of the video is somewhere that, when put through a spectrogram, shows text, which reads, "Hello, can you hear me? I'm trying my best to reach, but it's getting harder and harder because they're getting closer. I can run and run, but they're always right behind me. You're trying your best, and I appreciate that, but sooner or later I'll have to come clean and end this thing once and for all. That man, Jack Macy, sucks at life. He's so kind to me and tries his best to tell me I need to know that I'll replace Kai or I'll have to tell the world what I did. It's just a matter of time." And then one of the users working on it combined the 4 sections of images into one. And then I guess I probably should have just gone over the entire synopsis of part 1. Oh well, too late. 2, there's more videos, more clues.
I'm kind of tempted to. No.
The synopsis of part 2 is that Wilbur makes clear that this is an ARG, and appealing to Jack, he tries to become a new editor. Throughout his videos, he makes it clear that he dislikes Kai, or K***, as he calls him, and tries to prove that he can do a better job. In one case, he even makes one of his own Reddit videos, hidden in a video where Wilbur meets Kai, and the video was filmed in North Greenwich Station, Greenwich Station near the O2. Playing clearly in the background is a segment of Work It Out by Tiggs the Author, which says, "I'm wrong, can't stop now, it's already begun." However, there's no music in the video where Wilbur meets Kai. The last segment of the song is titled "The Final Editor Wilbur Video." It starts off with a montage of the important things that have happened in the ARG, like the live stream of the boxes and the coordinates and some of his videos. Then begins Wilbur's monologue. Wilbur says that the Wilbur that makes clues and doesn't know how to handle emotions is dead. When Wilbur was just about to explain the story, Kai cuts in and gives him the warning to back away from his job. Some clues from that, within the last few seconds, some coordinates flashed on screen, which is coordinates for the Skycade Minecraft faction server. Wilbur left some signs there. Wilbur did something, and Kai knows what that is, and he doesn't want it to be out there, and he thinks that by getting Kai to not be by getting Kai to not be Jack's editor, that he can prevent that from getting out there. Cold. He's very cold.
Why is that? Why is he cold?
Didn't say.
Damn.
But he's cold, and it's mentioned a lot. So they have a section of things that they still need to figure out. Which is very cold.
So very, very cold.
Very cold.
Extremely cold.
Really cold. Talk about the Mandela Catalogue.
I do. I've been patiently waiting for like 2 hours now.
An hour and 24 minutes.
So, I only have notes for the first like 2 volumes because it's broken up into 4 volumes, and each volume is like contains multiple videos.
Yeah.
It takes place in Mandela County, and
That's crazy to know.
whoa, no
Well,
way.
It's in the title.
I want to watch it now.
Shut Shut the fuck up.
So I can ramble about you, but my autism.
I'm gonna violence.
Stop it.
So it takes place there, and in like a series of a few weeks or something, 3,426 children have gone missing.
God
Oh
damn,
my
that is
lord,
so many
that is
kids.
so many kids.
Oh my god!
It's
That's like a whole fucking like hospital.
there's like a few other counties that it's happening in, but like the big one that they're like really concerned about is obviously Mandela. So they're like, bad.
Really napkin right there.
Right? The first video is, the first volume takes place in, like, the 1980s.
Yeah.
It's, like, older and stuff. So, one of the first uploads for, like, it's an analog horror series. It's an edited version of a bit of the Beginner's Bible.
I've never read the Bible.
It's
I haven't either.
a lot. That's like a huge theme with this whole thing is like religion, like plays like a huge part of it. One of the angel, I don't remember who it is like originally, but they censor the face on, like they censor it, so like there's just a big black box over his face,
Yeah.
and it's like we're not supposed to know who it is. And then when he speaks, it like when he says the word angel, it like really glitches out and stuff, like almost like he can't say it,
Yeah.
which is really
scary.
weird. It is terrifying. I hate watching this so much. And then I forget when, but at some point in time he starts speaking in a binary code, which when it's translated to, it says, "I am the true savior. I must reverse the delusion. Joseph is next." And like, what delusion, what's going on, you know?
Yeah.
So he finds Joseph, and he says, "I will fool the shepherds. I will know their greatest fears." Like, now we're seeing a pattern, like, what's going on? Like, there's something to do with fear, and he's, like, trying to scare people or something.
Yeah.
So he meets them, and then he, like, convinces them that he's the true savior. And then the video just cuts to black.
Yeah.
And then in red text, it pops up on the screen, and it's, "I deceived them, such weak minds." That's not important yet. I'm trying to figure out what's happening. My notes suck ass. And then in a different video, like certain parts in the video, it can like get silent, or like there's just glitches in the voices and you can't understand what they're saying, or it's just gibberish. So if you open up like subtitles, it like has messages, and in one of the videos, if you do that, it's a part of Dante's Inferno, and it says, "How frozen I became and powerless then. I ask it not, reader, for I write it not, because all language would be insufficient. I did not die, and I alive remained not. Think for thyself now. Haste, though thou out of wit, what I become, being of both deprived." And that's a scene where the main character in Dante's Inferno is like talking to Satan. And he's like, I think he's like describing Satan or something. I don't remember exactly. And like he's eating humans. He's eating like frogs and stuff.
Not frogs.
Yeah, bro, frogs. And then in a different video, we are told about like this disease called MAD, which stands for Metaphysical Awareness Disorder. And to avoid getting mad, people are told to avoid religious practices, as well as TVs and mirrors specifically. And if like a loved one or someone you know has come in contact with a TV or a mirror, you're told to inform the police.
Oh, that's That's nice.
You're told to inform like authorities and make sure they are aware, because it is bad.
Bad juju.
And then it is found out that the intruder, which is the one taking all the kids, the whole 3,000 kids,
How the fuck do you
Don't
do
know how
that?
they managed to pull that off, but they did somehow.
the intruder gets into people's houses through TVs.
Which is why they're meant to avoid TVs.
Mm-hmm. He goes in through the TVs and he takes the kids.
It's fun.
He just like snatched.
Yoink. Mine now.
And then we find out how mad disorder occurs. It occurs when an alternate is what they're known as, and it's like a doppelganger. Kind of like they replace someone who has gone mad.
Isn't there a thing like, oh, if you meet your doppelganger, it's like a bad thing, something bad happens?
Yeah, you die.
Okay.
You get replaced.
You get replaced by your alternate. It occurs when the alternate whispers in your ear and they like tell you stuff. They like tell you like a secret message or something, and it's thought that like they're revealing to you the secrets of the universe and like why you exist and all of this. And eventually it just whatever they are told like drives them literally mad. In 97% of the cases, the person has ended up taking their own life.
You're not Achilles' alternate.
You're not an alternate.
People think we look alike.
Oh, my ring.
And there's like 3 different levels of alternates. There's like the first level, which is like their face is just a little bit weird. It's not like it could be a human, but also the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
And then there's like the second level, which is a little bit more fucked up. You're just like, oh, that is probably definitely not a human. And then the third level, it's like people with massive heads.
Oh, that's great.
I thought you were gonna say it's gray.
You have a massive
It's gray.
It's like
never mind. There's like this company and it's called like Fatheads, and it's like decals that you put on your wall. And in the commercial, this little girl goes, "Mommy, I love my fat head."
I remember that. Oh my god. And like, you know, like the third level, like their heads are massive, their arms are like sometimes their arms are just like as long as their fucking feet.
Oh,
their feet, their legs, like they like touch the floor.
Yeah.
And then there's another one in level 3 where like they're just straight up upside down.
Oh. Mommy, I'm upside down.
And like their faces are all distorted and shit. It's like terrifying. There's like a game you can play.
Mommy, look, I can finally do a handstand.
There's like a video. There's like a game or something you can play, and like you have to guess which is the alternate or not. And it like it shows you 2 pictures, and it's like an actual person, and then the alternate, and you have to guess which one. Some of them are like really obvious, like their eyeball is down here.
Yeah.
Others are not so obvious, and you're like, that's confusing. That's pretty much it for Volume 1. We see the first victim to ever die at the hands of an alternate is this dude named Caesar. I don't really know much about him.
I have an uncle named Caesar.
But he's like the first victim, so that's that. And then Volume 2 takes place in 2009. Everyone is aware of the alternates and the intruder, and TVs are at this point in time outlawed. You're no longer like allowed to have a TV.
Yeah.
It's just not a thing anymore.
Illegal.
But not everybody believes in the alternates. They're like, it's like an accepted thing. Like we're just like, yeah, the alternates exist. That's a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're like these 2 people. They're like the main characters of season 2. It's Adam and then Jonah.
Yeah.
And Adam's like, do you even like I've never seen one. Do you even think they're real? I'm ignoring you, by the way.
I think Grace lost their mind.
I have.
And so, like, Adam and his friend, they create a paranormal, like, investigation group. I'm crying.
Bro, what the fuck?
Guys, it's me. I'm an alternate.
I believe it.
And
What,
they
after hearing
started.
my back?
Yeah.
And the reason they started this, like, this paranormal group and stuff, is because they're looking for this girl, which I think is Adam's ex-girlfriend, Evelyn Miller, but I'm not, like, 1,000% sure on that. And this old lady calls them, and she's like, "Yo, can you come to my house? My cat died, like, for fucking ever ago, but, like, I'm still hearing her."
That's a little weird.
And then they're like, is it possible that it's an alternate? And she's like, "I don't think so." And they're like, "Are alternates even real?" And they're like, "Yeah, we'll come check it out, sure." And then Adam encounters an alternate, and the alternate, like, is he like, whispering to him and stuff, and then we learn that you only get mad if you don't want to know the information they give you. And, like, Adam's doing this to get that information.
Yeah.
So it literally just has no effect on him, and he's just like, "Oh shit, that's an alternate. That's kind of fucked up."
That's kind of messed up.
He's like, "Oh, whatever." Like, it doesn't affect
Yeah.
him. He's, like, still alive and breathing, so that's cool. And then
Great. Shut up.
Oh shit, my phone almost ate the couch.
Your phone almost ate the couch.
My couch almost ate my phone!
It is not difficult to avoid, however, the patient must try to actively seek it out. And then Adam makes his way towards the basement of the house that they're investigating, and on the walls, like, I think it's like red paint or something.
Something red.
It says, "Nothing is..."
Something red.
I'm hurting you later.
That's an interesting threat.
Don't cancel me, please, Twitter.
It says, "Nothing is worth the risk," which is often repeated throughout the series. It's like, nothing is worth the risk. Don't seek this out. Nothing is worth it. Don't. Just no. And then in the basement there's a TV, which is, like, really weird because you're not supposed to have TVs. It's literally outlawed.
Right here in my living room.
And on the TV is a picture of a cat, and it's, like, her cat
Grace, shut up.
that they're looking for,
Yeah.
or, like, trying to prove is, like, dead or whatever. And
I'm sorry.
the audio coming from the TV is the cat meowing. But then
I will injure you later.
I am giving the people the feeling of the cat meowing. Yes.
on the screen it's just like, "Yo, sup?" And then Adam asks the intruder to show what it is.
Can I have another one?
It's like, "What are you?" And then pictures from Volume 1 shows up, and it's just like, just stuff from Volume 1 for the most part, and we see Caesar and whatnot.
Yeah.
Is she my uncle?
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
Your uncle's.
And then it's revealed that Jonah is driving away because he's, like, fucking freaked out and shit.
Yeah.
He's like, "Ah, alternates! Ah, we're all gonna die! Ah!" Just freaking out. And then he's listening to the radio, and the radio changes to the voice of the false angel from Volume 1. And that's all I have.
You can't just leave it on a fucking cliffhanger.
I'm pretty sure Jonah dies, and I think Adam gets replaced.
Cool.
I don't know.
Our last topic. Our ARG.
Whoa.
The August incident.
Whoa.
What can I talk about? What can I talk about that isn't gonna
Did I
give spoilers?
eat that paper?
I don't know. I pulled it out of my bag and there was just a chunk out of it.
Hold on, let me look at it. Is there stuff on the back? No.
No.
Is this more notes
Alright,
on
will
it?
it fit in my mouth?
This is, I mean, I guess we could reveal characters.
We could talk about the characters and
Like
where we were originally going to film it, but not really release too much of what happens.
It doesn't matter where, it doesn't matter.
I know, that's why it doesn't matter if we talk about it or not.
So, I mean, we call it ARG. It's kind of more like an interactive story.
More like
almost like the Walton Files.
I would say it's almost analog horror, because it's not like an ARG where like you have to interact with it and stuff. It's kind of just like we're providing you with the
There's
videos.
stuff
that you
to
have
find out. There's a little. Speak of like interactive story.
Yeah, you have to
Like
Minecraft story mode.
somewhere in between interactive story and ARG, kind of like in the middle.
Like
you have
Minecraft
to
story mode.
piece things together, and you have to like fully understand what's going on. And
Minecraft story mode.
but it's cool. I think it's really good. I like it.
I will end up playing a character named Crow. Our characters are all like teen based, you know, like kind of around our age, you know, like 18s, teens, late teens.
Yeah.
Crow's a film student, you know, gets invited to a film festival, you know, make content. And all the characters are friends. And your character, I think you decided on the name Max. That's what I have written.
Yeah. I have. Yeah.
I guess apparently I aged your character at 17 for whatever. For some reason. You can always change it.
I think it's because when we were planning this, it was in August.
Yeah, the August incident takes place in August.
So I wasn't yet 18 when we were planning this.
And Gray plays a character named August.
It's so crazy.
That's all you get. That was the podcast.